It is Sunday, August 6th. I am here in the Ted Stevens International Airport. I'm actually going to school 2 weeks earlier. I'm going to drop off my luggage at Moody with a friend who's staying there. I've brought a sleeping bag and not much else. So I've just restructured my things. I think the reality of what's about to happen has finally set in. There's no telling what's ahead for now. This is ridiculous. Got off the plane a couple hours ago. It is 8 a.m. in the morning, right on the dot. The sun is high in the sky. I'm still hauling around this big, huge suitcase here, as well as my backpack and sleeping bag. I'm being weighed down. I can barely walk with this big thing. I've already gone a couple miles. Finally making it down here was a lot of effort. I actually already got lost once. It's a little rough. I'm already starting to get tired, and we are 4 hours in. I need to sit and pray. I definitely want to stay around here because I'm already getting thirsty and I don't have a reliable source of water. I'm gonna go ahead, recharge, read the Bible, do some prayer, get myself on a right mental track. Heck, I might even jump in the water. Walked around quite a bit now, and a couple people told me Lower Wacker Drive is where there is a lot of people congregating. A few people telling me to go down there. One person told me it was safe. A lot of people told me you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get mugged, you could get killed down there. On almost every street corner downtown, there's somebody just chilling out there with a sign and a cup, and that's who I've been talking to. I'll stop by, introduce myself, talk to them a little bit, ask them where I should be sleeping. When I bring up Lower Wacker Drive, it's either you could try it or you're gonna get killed, don't do that. So I started to venture down, and as I'm walking in, it's underground. And it's like a whole other world down there. It's beautiful, bright and sunny out here, and it's always nighttime down there. To be frank, it's a little scary. So I walk in and I see this group of gentlemen, 3 guys there. They're kind of just hanging out. They're sprawled out on their sleeping bag, and I approach them and I'm like, hey man, I'm new to town. You mind giving me some advice? And this one guy's kind of friendly. He's trying to help me out. He's asking if I'm looking for a place to shoot up or if I'm looking for a safe place to sleep. His friend, laying down, starts saying, oh man, it's a stupid question. He starts to get a little bit aggressive. He says, hey, get the out of here. He starts getting a little bit violent. I walk away. As I'm walking away, there's these 2 other guys that are coming down kind of this alley. I got to turn sideways to move past. Pardon me, as I walk by, he says, you play around? You around with men? He goes, it's a shame, you're real cute. He keeps on walking. So far, I think I'm in the right direction. Seeing some resistance, seeing some violence. All 3 of those guys that I first walked into, they were shooting up. They literally had a needle in his arm. He's like, I'd give you some, but it's real expensive. You said you ain't got money. I'm heading in the right direction. But before I venture any further into Lower Wacker Drive, prayer is necessary, because this is impossible without God. So, I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. I can't find where everybody seems to be congregating on Lower Wacker. The sun's gonna be going down soon. I need to find a place. Should I be staying up all night and sleeping into the mid-afternoon? How much good am I really gonna do at night? Where does God want me to minister right now? I found a couple places that are definitely not safe. I don't feel safe there, or it's safe, I'm not needed. I'm stuck here thinking about everything that I could be doing, and what I should be doing is praying. I'm over here worried about where I'm gonna sleep. What I should be worried about is the people that don't know Jesus. That's the only thing that matters on this trip. There are people in this city that don't know Jesus, and a lot of them don't have anyone to tell them, and that's my job. That's the job that God has made me for, and it's the job that God's made you for. And if I don't preach it, how will they know? I don't even know where I am. Oh, East Wacker. I am on Lower Wacker. I met the woman in charge down here. I can barely understand her, but she said this is my spot. This line of the concrete to not this line, past the broom, the second line. That's my spot, she says. They say they all protect each other down here. Ain't nothing gonna happen. She sleeps right there. You know, I was so worried about being safe, and let's be honest here, this isn't safe. I don't know any of these people, I just met them. 10 feet away, they're shooting up right now. But you know what? I'm gonna get to know these people. They're not gonna be these people. It's gonna be Nietzsche. It's gonna be my friends. And I love them the way Christ would love them. That's why I'm here. I get so worried about where I'm gonna sleep, what I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna do. I've lost track of my three-pronged plan. City, God, and myself. The relationship between those. Between God and this city. God needs to be in this city. Between God and myself, I need to learn how to give more between myself and this city. I need to cultivate relationships here, and I need to show God to this city. I need to be God's ambassador here. And I'm getting so wrapped up in everything else that I'm forgetting how to do that. Thank you for reminding me, God. It didn't take that much longer, and I've even got dinner for me. A man drove up in a car, and I stopped and talked to him for a second. He said, "I'm Matt." I said, "What are you doing here, Matt?" He said, "I'm by myself, just doing me. I just dropped food off." A woman asked me, she is like 3 campsites down. She asked me, "Why are you here if you don't do any drugs?" And I'm starting to get a little worried. I don't want to say that I'm here on purpose. I just said that I'm a student here. School doesn't start for another 2 weeks. I don't know how much of what I can say of why I'm really here is going to be insulting. So I think I need to cultivate a little bit more of a relationship before I say like, I'm down here because I love you. I don't know. That sounds cheesy. That sounds bad. I don't have anything to offer in and of myself. I don't have any fancy pasta. I just have Jesus. That's the only gift I have. And it's given freely. And it's an amazing gift. I don't know if all vantage points will point the same way. I'm definitely going to be fully truthful about why I'm here and what led me to be here. But I think I need to wait. Looks like I have several bunkmates. Nietzsche is the only one that I've gotten a name out of yet. Several people are over there shooting up. She said she's 54. Been living on the streets for 15 years. Here's my other bunkmate. Mr. Pigeon. And I've just met some more of my neighbors. Beth is an addict. I just recently found out that she has cancer. She really opened up about how she's, mad at God for cancer and events in her life that led to this. She's sick constantly. Apparently a lot of people do stuff like this. They just bring by food, sometimes blankets. She says it does help, but it doesn't fix the problem. I can say firsthand, if this is necessary, having a bit of food can change someone's entire day. When Jesus was on the shore, he took in some fish. He says, "If you love me, feed my sheep." He knew what he was talking about. Food doesn't just keep us alive, and food says something. And that message is, "I love you." That's the message this pasta's giving me right now. And that man, he didn't do much. He handed me some pasta, but he still made a big difference. This says, God has not forgotten you. I'm gonna try to hunker down, go to sleep for a couple hours. I'm gonna be lucky if I sleep like 2 hours total, but that's okay. Right around 4 in the morning, I think. Listen, I can see everybody else's beds from here, right? The whole night, ain't nobody slept. A guy across the street just woke me up. He's like, "Do you need anything? Are you okay? Boy, you haven't moved in like 8 hours. I thought you maybe overdosed." Wow. There's always cars driving by. That's a car right there. I'm here at this place where every other homeless person up on the street level warned me about, where I was threatened to go down here. God's taking care of me. Still in the underground, in the dungeon they call it. I really can't find anything that leads up to topside. It's like a labyrinth down here. And when it came to preparation, I really should have got a water bottle because I haven't drinking anything in about 12 hours and losing a lot of energy is hurting to talk, things like that. I can feel a little bit of a headache coming on because of it, but it's all good. I'll be able to find some water here soon. Wow, it is a different world up here entirely. They're hidden underground. There's no like second layer. You don't need to look into that sentence deeper. These people are hidden underground from society because nobody wants them. As a part of the church, how important is it for me to say you're wanted and you're needed? I've walked in a circle. Okay, the last hour I've been walking, I've definitely just walked in a circle. That's okay. Yeah, I definitely. Yep. Alrighty then. I found myself at the Chicago River. I think I'm gonna sit here for a while, find a place to pee, read the Bible, and go back. Go back onto Lower Wacker when it gets a little bit lighter. See if I can't find some more people. I'm here outside Fourth Presbyterian Church. It appears, from what I've read on the signs, that they just have kind of an open door policy, which is amazing for a congregation. As long as you come in and you're silent, it's a great place for just some quiet meditation. This morning, when I woke up, I was out in Mobile, and I went around. I even went to the beachfront, and I went to Starbucks, and I charged my phone. And like I said, I kind of felt guilty for that, but almost immediately, God showed me why I was there. This man walked in. He had a Moody visitor badge on, and he sees me, and he sees that I'm reading the Bible there, and he comes up and he starts talking to me. And his name is Michael. Michael's dealt with some drug issues before, but he loves Jesus, and it gave me so much hope to hear him say, "Yeah, I've got HIV, and yeah, I used to do it coke, but I've passed it." God set that up. I was able to minister to him and let him know that God hasn't forgotten him. And he was able to minister to me and encourage me while I'm here to say, there's an end to this. People might be out here and it might look hopeless right now, but there is an end. God gives hope. And God is so much better than the high. And he knew that, and he discovered that for himself. And somebody led him that way. And it gave me hope to know that God can use me in the same way. So it's still early in the morning. I can't wait to see what he has planned for the rest of my day. I think during the earlier mornings, I'm going to start to try to reach out to some of the panhandlers. A little bit later in the afternoon, I'll go back down to Lower Wacker, see if I can't help Beth move her stuff. She can't walk because of her cancer. Maybe help her carry her stuff, maybe carry her. She wants to really move out of Lower Wacker, but she can't even get to the stairs. That's my plan. She's not there right now, though. I don't know where she went last night, but it couldn't have been far. So that's my plan. Crazy day so far. I'm trying to get to know more people. I'm looking for my friend Beth. I've made the decision, I need to carry her out. Problem is, I can't find her now. And I know she couldn't have gotten far because she can barely walk. I saw her friend, whose name was Kat, her friend said she didn't know where she was, but that she'd likely be back tonight. Something that was really amazing that I got to do today was I got to talk to my friends John Michael and Ashley, and they really encouraged me. I also got to talk to my sister Sarah, and she really encouraged me too. I don't know why, but God's really opened me up a lot of doors for encouragement, which makes me excited. God's gonna do something big with me, hopefully tonight, and I'm waiting in expectancy for that. I feel like I went to sleep a little bit too early last night. I'm gonna stay up a little bit longer. I'm gonna see what God has in store for me. When I tried to go down to Lower Wacket looking for Beth, I saw there was this guy down there, right? And he's very clearly on something. And at first he's like, his actions, his movements are so sporadic, I don't know what to think, right? And at first I think he's trying to like punch me or something. He's just all over the place. And all of a sudden, he clears up. His body movements are so unnatural. And he clears up and he's like, man, I need help. I need help. I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I can't do this anymore. I tried to like get his attention and like be real with me. Do you mean that? He said, yeah. And I said, man, I would love to help you. Less than 30 seconds later, he'd probably already forgotten that we had that conversation. And I think what God's trying to teach me there is I need to be direct. I feel like I'm trying too hard to worry about people's feelings. And I think people will appreciate it here if I'm a lot more direct. I am not bold enough in the gospel. And when I'm not bold about my faith, I make compromises for it. This morning when I was talking to Michael, he told me that, he's really trying to be straight, but he tells me that he takes his Xanax prescription. He takes one pill and sells the rest, and then gets another prescription. And what I should have said is I should have said something with no compromises. But because he was struggling to speak, I compromised. And I didn't say anything about it. When I should have said, God's not okay with you doing that. When I should have said, you're enabling other people's drug addictions. I'm so glad that you're on this road to being free, and you've been free from coke for so long, and you've been free from alcohol for so long. God's not okay with this either, and you're fueling other people's addictions. That's what I should have said. It's time to be bold. Alright, let's go be bold. There's something that I really need to address, and I have to do it quietly here because I don't want to wake the neighbor. There's also people in front of me too, but there is something that needs to be addressed, which is mental health. A lot of people want to say the mentally ill become homeless, but there's another factor that I feel like a lot of people don't think about, which is the homeless become mentally ill. When I was homeless in San Francisco with my friend Brian, there'd be many times during the day where we'd feel this overwhelming feeling of just hopelessness. I feel like I was less susceptible to it in San Francisco because I had a friend there. I'm here all alone, and it's a little scarier, but I can already feel the hopelessness start to come over me, and it is rough. I can kind of feel like changes in my psyche that's just a result of being homeless. Keep that in mind. Next time you talk to somebody who's homeless, they're lonely. And I stand by my original statement, the homeless need a lot of things. But I think first and foremost, what the homeless need are friends. Friends that aren't homeless. Yeah, they need monetary things too. They need blankets and food and water and shelter. It is ridiculously hard to break away from addiction. And how much more difficult is that when there is no one behind you and there is no one supporting you, and every friend that you think that you have is in the exact same addiction as you. There's no loving friendship there. Christians, if you want to see a difference in your homeless community, be a friend. Find a homeless person and be a friend. You don't have to offer them anything. Be a friend. Because that's what the homeless need. We're so good at providing material things because it's easy. Loving someone is so much harder. All that to say, I am feeling it. I'm feeling despair. I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling no energy. I have a lack of passion. But I have something out here that most people don't have. Keep in mind, this is day 2 of me being homeless. If it is so easy for me on day 2 with multiple safety nets, I have people on campus that could help me out, right? I have somebody in Beecher just a few hours away that if I called them up right now and was like, dude, I can't take it anymore, I have to go home, I'm gonna die out here, they'd make it happen. In a couple hours, I could be in a warm bed with the right phone call. Heck, I have enough money in my bank account, I can get a hotel for a night, right? And if it's that easy for me, a fairly emotionally healthy, in his prime young man with safety nets, to succumb to depression and despair and hopelessness on the streets, how much more difficult is it for the drug addicted with no safety nets? Be a friend to your homeless neighbor. Be a friend. So I just had a little bit of an odd encounter. They're still circling the block. Let's see what happens when they come by this time. Here it comes. Dang, they're racing too. They didn't throw anything that time. That was a weird thing of senseless harassment. Oh, here it is. Yep, he's throwing water bottles at people. Yeah, they're throwing water bottles at people. Did they throw that metal can? They threw a metal can at that guy. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. Wow, I wish I could show you guys a little bit more of kind of the environment that I'm sleeping around. It's awful. You know, last night this guy right next to me, literally 10 feet from me, probably less than, I'm almost touching his feet while I'm sleeping. He just rolls over and just vomits right there on the street. You know, he gets up, waddles out into the road a little bit, tries to poop, waddles back to bed real quick. These people aren't well, and it breaks my heart. This is a little odd, so I took this bag and I was gonna go throw it away. What? Are you gonna just like lock and close a rubbish bin when it's not? Are you scared of someone stealing it? Watch out, I'm gonna take out the trash. Something else that's drawn my concern as of late are the rat situation. They kept coming up and like getting like this far from my face. It freaked me out, you know, when you're half awake and you're like, and then there's a rat in your face and like its tail is like tickling your nose. Today I'm going out with a little bit more of a specific goal. I want to find out what people think about the homeless, because I want to change some stereotypes. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Hey, what's your name?
Malcolm.
Malcolm, it's nice to meet you, Malcolm. I'm Andrew.
And good to meet you, son.
What do you think, if you had to guess how many homeless people there are in Chicago, what would you say?
100,000.
100,000, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot, okay.
Well, I consider homeless not just what people, you know, think is a cliche. I think there are
Right.
a lot of people that may have somewhere to sleep in one particular night or another, but
Gotcha.
still really homeless. Yeah.
Okay, okay. How many people do you think are homeless right now in the city? It is.
5,000 plus.
5,000. Do you think there is a long-term solution?
I mean, I think you're always going to have parts of society that are going to have challenges, but I think like drug and alcohol abuse, I mean, that's a problem that is going to always cycle.
Right.
You just got to figure out ways to try to reduce it.
Now, you said you're with a Christian organization, is that correct?
Right.
What role do you believe that the church has when it comes to the homeless?
I mean, maybe, I know a lot of churches hand out food, water, stuff like that, so I mean,
Okay.
that's a good start. I'm not too knowledgeable on what
Right,
else they
right.
can do.
Today, how long have you been in the city? 4 days. What's your reaction with the homeless been so far?
Not really too
Well, we've gotten yelled at for trying to help them. We gave them too much money. They didn't want like more money. They only wanted a quarter. We ended up giving them like $1. We were gonna go buy them a meal, and she got angry and just wanted a quarter.
So when it comes to like a long-term solution, what do you think needs to happen?
I don't know. I guess maybe more job opportunities for the homeless.
When it comes to mental health struggles, would you think that comes as a precursor to homelessness, or it comes with a state of homelessness? It comes after the point of homelessness?
No, I wouldn't think that that would come from being homeless. No.
This is troubling. It's pretty clear no one knows what the next step is. You can provide aid, absolutely. I'm told by a lot of people there isn't a solution. That is not true. The moment that you accept that it is an unavoidable evil, you rid yourself of all responsibility to it. How many Christians are there in Chicago? How many homeless are there in Chicago? Pretty good day so far. I have definitely established a core group of people that now know me, know what I'm doing, and are always willing to talk to me and genuinely want help, which is awesome. I got to talk to Jennifer again, an amazing woman. Her sign says that she is pregnant. She admitted to me, she's doing drugs, she's on dope and such. It was awesome to get to talk to her, get her understanding of what needs to happen in the homeless communities here. And I also talked to a man named Jeff, who I had talked to a couple times before, but I really got to talk with him and connect with him. He's one of the few people talk about real grief here on the streets as a reason why he's here. He lost his wife, and he lost his son just within a couple of months of each other, and he just fell into just such a deep pit of despair and grief, and that's the reason why he's on these streets. And God just keeps putting people in my way. I talked to a man at the beach who I had seen a couple times before. He's pretty new in Chicago as well, and so we got to bond over that. Again, I've been warned again and again not to sleep where I'm sleeping, but I keep going down there, and I keep seeing people who need Jesus. There's nothing more important than that. And I'm not trying to say that as ooh, look at me, I'm so dedicated. That's a reality that I need to become comfortable with. Nothing else matters there, especially not personal safety, especially not comfort zones. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Christ is the only thing that matters here. And I have to keep that 100% in my mind. That has to be the only thing that I think about. Because if I start thinking about anything else, it all goes away. I start thinking about fear. I start having anxiety about everything that's going to happen. I have to keep Christ as the center point, because if I let just one thought in, it's going to lead to a cavalcade of thoughts that are just destructive. God's protecting me, and I have to keep that in my mind. So I just left Moody campus. I was praying earlier, and I was like, I really feel like God needs me to go by Moody. And so I went by, and I got to pray a little bit with my friend Micah, who's staying there over the summer. And that was good. It was the recharge I needed. God knew what I needed, and I needed to be reminded why I'm out here. That's what was important. It is important. These people are priceless in God's eyes. You can't lose sight of that. Can't lose sight of that. I'm excited for whatever God has in store next for me. I just woke up. Hunger is really starting to set in now, so that's cool. I can really feel that I have little to no energy left. I walked away from the camp Mishi, the lady who claims to be in charge down there, apparently she was telling me last night that I didn't get, that she wanted me to sleep next to her. And I kind of got that last night, but I pretended like I didn't really understand her. If you don't come sleep next to me, you're gonna get jumped. I mean, she's really not in charge down here. Anarchy down here. It is ridiculous. One of the guys I'm sleeping next to, I'm really starting to worry about because he hasn't been out of bed in, well, at least 3 days. I come down here 3 times a day. I've never seen him out of his bed. You know, he rolls over and vomits every once in a while. He's still alive, but man, how much longer is that gonna last? I'm pretty dehydrated right now. I need to find some water. I left all my stuff over at camp so that Mishi knows that I haven't left. He's like paranoid about me leaving without... Yeah, the whole thing's super sketch. So... You know, the psychological effects of being homeless, way overlooked. I'm struggling, man. I should have never done this alone. Man, I feel myself being so much more cautious while I'm on the streets. I don't want nobody to see me. That's so weird, man. That's not me. I find things about myself already changing. Isn't that crazy? Is that a psychological effect of the streets on me, just as like, that's what happens? Or is that a flaw in my personality, that I'm so much of a chameleon that I just grab those things onto myself? Last night, this van comes by called, they got on the side of their van, it says, The Night Ministry. I'm a little bit, they are so excited to see me. They're so excited to hear what I'm doing down here, right? And they're like, hey man, as soon as you get in school, call us up, we want you in this van. That was so cool, to be able to talk with some more believers, to learn about more ministries. You know, that's why I came out here, right? I got my 3-pronged plan, and one of them is God to this city. God's relationship with this city, and me being an ambassador of God's love to this city, of God to this city. Now I'm finding more avenues to do that through, including local ministries. There was just a fight camp. I had to get out of there as quickly as I could. I did leave my sleeping bag, so I don't have it with me. 18 hours without anything to drink. I need to find some water soon. It kind of hurts to speak even, making me start to kind of lose my mind, honestly. As much as I need water, it's pretty clear I need God more. I only have to walk another mile to get to where I know that there's a water fountain. Feeling a little bit better now. Got revitalized, got some water, so that's always a plus. Wow, I just talked to an amazing man named John. He was sitting there reading his Bible, and what an awesome guy. What an awesome guy. He does. He's got struggles in his life just like us. But what an amazing example. What an amazing example of a man who loves Jesus despite the odds, right? And what a reminder for us Christians. And not to judge where somebody's at spiritually just because of where they're at physically. You know, we all have our sin. We all have our sin. That's so true. What a beautiful guy. I wish I could show you what he's like. He loves Jesus. He sits there, he reads his Bible like 3 or 4 hours a day. You know, we all sin differently. And that's something that has to be remembered. God's still watching over that man. That's amazing to see. It's been a little bit of a day. I lost my sleeping bag at first. So I walked back down there after a while, and I was looking around. Everything had been moved off the streets. It was crazy. I was so confused what was happening because everything had been moved. And then I looked in the middle meridian and everyone was there sleeping. That's usually where all the rats are, you know. I was freaking out. I was like, man, where's my sleeping bag? Finally, I found it. It was hidden underneath somebody else's stuff. I don't know if they'd meant to take it or if they're just keeping it for me. I'm guessing that they're gonna try to like clean the sidewalk. City people came by, were trying to clean the sidewalk. That's why everybody moved off. Anyways, I met up with quite a few people today. Had some really good conversations. A guy named Cliff. I met up with one of the mics again. He asked me for some water. Unfortunately, I didn't have any. I told him I'd do the best I could to find some, but I've been taking time to pray for all my friends. Pray for the school year coming up ahead, praying that God's really opening up my eyes to what's going on here. Be more compassionate towards the homeless and understand better what they need. Back here at the beach, I'm gonna wash off real quick and then get back to it. That's what the plan is. Plan the work the plan. First of all, the homeless people, they need to know if you're out ministering, God wants you to be able to share with them the truth. And the truth doesn't matter that Jesus, our Savior, He is the one who can change. We can't change nobody. That's right. You got to have the power of God in you. Because this ain't no joke. The enemy know who to use. You know, you think you coming out here, you think this is an easy job. First of all, become homeless. You think living on the streets is easy? I dare anyone to come out right now and get on the streets. So we got to take the streets back. And then once you accept Jesus as your personal favorite, and then you allow God to direct your steps, He'll lead you to be able to lead you to different ones. And one thing about the homeless people, you can't fool them. You want to pretend like this or that. If you ain't got Jesus in you, the devil gonna blow your way. That's right. Because it's the love of Jesus, and He wants us to love everybody. And we got to be able to help people. Because that's one of the world of Jesus was homeless. Everybody looking at you like you a derelict, like you. But it's not about that. It's about getting souls to heaven. It's about Jesus reaching down, being able to touch someone, and to be able to give them that joy, and they be able to see that joy, and they gonna want what you got. Trust what happened to me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm excited today. I tell you, I thank the Lord for waking me up. It is a good thing. Because I didn't never know that I didn't grow up and say I was going to be homeless and everything, but it's okay, because even while I was on the streets, I saved my money, and I found there's a lot of kind people in this world. And they really help, especially here in Chicago. They feed you like never before. I've had some of the best food, better than anything ever. I don't know where it came from, but it sure was good. God kept me. Even at night, He put His hedge around me. He protected me. I know people were praying for me, and all the good people brought me blankets and everything. Helped me to get back on my feet. I would have never known. I understand about how kindness matters. This young man I'm talking to, I just met him today, and he's a kind man. Hallelujah. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You are the best. What an incredible woman. I am so glad. Today it's been like nonstop encouragement for me. I've gotten to talk to so many friends today, and it's beautiful. And I spent probably, gosh, it felt like 2 hours talking to Big Mama, and what an incredible woman. Her testimony, it is so obvious. Like, I went to go charge my phone at Starbucks, and I came, and you have to come up the stairs, and as I'm walking out of Starbucks, I'm praying, and I'm saying, God, I need your Holy Spirit to guide me. And I'm reading in Acts about how, like, Philip God tells him, run up to the chariot, and he just books it right up to the chariot. And Paul, he gets the dream, the vision about the man of Macedonia, and he's like, better pack up the bags, better get to Macedonia, who was it? Peter. He gets this vision that God's putting down this cloth with all the unclean animals in it, and God's showing him, don't declare anything unclean. And then all of a sudden, who's at the door? Gentiles. It's awesome, right? And so I'm praying that, and I'm like, God, let your Holy Spirit lead me, and I walk up those stairs, and what do I see? I see Big Mama. She's got a big, huge grin on. She's holding a sign that says, kindness matters. Kindness matters. And I look at her, I'm like, what? Who is this woman? And she looks at me and she goes, hey, like I'm an old friend. She goes, how long you been out here? She's worried about me. She cares about me. What an incredible woman, filled with the Holy Spirit. I spent so long talking to her, and she was just ministering to me the whole time, and I was ministering to her, and she just encouraged me so much. And that's what we need to see, because that taught me something. And that taught me that this homeless situation, it's temporary. The issue of homelessness doesn't have to exist forever, and she is living proof. And here's the thing, here's the cold reality of it, she is homeless. But she loves Jesus. She loves Jesus so much. And that's what God's showing me today. Homeless people who love Jesus. That's what I'm being shown today. Homeless people who love Jesus. And I'm so glad that she had a message to share. That's the end to the homeless situation. The love of God. Because that's the only thing. The love of God and the salvation that He offers is the only thing that can transform lives. The Holy Spirit is what transforms lives. When I was talking to Big Mama, she brought up another big issue that needs to be addressed, right? She talked about how some people on the streets, you can see right on through everybody's fake smile. You can see straight through a fake smile. And some people offered her a blanket one time. And she said, yeah, no problem. And they were Moody students. And man, like 2 or 3 weeks passed. And she's like, so I thought you guys were going to give me blankets. And they're like, oh, it's taken a while. We got to talk to this person and talk to that person to open up the keys to the thing to get where all the blankets are. And she's like, okay, all right. And she told me, I could see where the priorities were, where their love was. It's obvious, don't be praying for somebody and not be ready to be the hands and feet of Christ. So take it upon yourself. Don't pray about it. Don't pray and ask God, do I need to reach out to the homeless person next to me? Because God's already told you exactly the answer to that prayer. And the answer is Matthew 28:19. So you don't need to pray and ask God if you need to do that. He's already given you the answer. Back at Moody's campus. Picking up my stuff. Last night was crazy. Yesterday I met 2 more people. One was a family that just loves the homeless. They were out there giving away meals, and they had a couple volunteers with them. I asked them if they were Christians, and they're like, yeah, we're not with an organization, but, we just love Jesus. And the woman that was there, the mother, was actually a former Moody student. I'm so glad that I've taken time to do this. It has been a very meaningful experience. It's been a heart-changing experience. I'm not in denial about my socioeconomic status. I am your average white kid. My family is well off, but because I've been given a place of privilege just from my spawn point, doesn't mean that I get the opportunity to look down on people. Those with power can't afford not to take action.